All right. All right. All right. Let me see if I can't get. Let me see. I'm making sure I don't have any feedback on this right here.
Yeah, make sure, bro.
Hold
Make sure we don't
on
need
a
no
minute.
feedback. You know
We
what I'm
don't need no
saying?
feedbacks. You
We don't
feel
need
me?
no feedback.
Making sure. Boom. I caught it right in time. Right
All
on
right.
time, rather.
All
Yeah.
right.
All right. So hold on. Let's get in the studio here. We're kind of like floating in the air if we're not in the studio yet. There we go. All
All
right.
right. All
What's
right.
going on,
Look,
everybody?
we
I'm
were we
so
were we were
excited. I'm
we were
pumped
we were floating heads in the ether, and
in
now
the ether.
now
Now
we're
we're officially people. Okay. We're
yeah.
officially, I am so excited. You guys have no idea. I'm here with Rad. We are going to review Invincible, one of my favorite cross platform, cross genre, cross media franchises, right? Just like I said in the thumbnail, the best comic adaptation you've never seen. A lot of people, they're seeing the Invincible cartoon or the animation right now, and they're thinking that it came out from out of nowhere, like it came from out the blue. No, this has been around since 2002. Okay, it showed up on in Savage Dragon. It's an Image Comics property by Robert Kirkman, and it was co-created by Robert Kirkman and Cory Walker. There've been different artists who came in and rotated in and out of there, sharing art duties, and there may have been even more writers aside from Robert Kirkman himself. But the story, the universe has been expanding and expanding, and there's even a just like there's mantles passed down in the DC universe, like from Superman to Superboy, etc. They've been passing mantles down with the characters in Invincible as well. I
Yeah.
think Kirkman is calling it Invinciverse, but I'll have to double check on that. Rad, what are you thinking about all this?
First of all, it's I think it's ludicrous that you don't have me as a mod. You know what I'm saying? That
you want
that
you want to mod? You
yeah.
want to
Mod
mod
me
this
up,
too?
bro. Mod me up,
Hold on, hold on,
bro.
hold
Mod
on,
me
hold on.
up. Um,
Yeah, man.
uh, I to be honest with you, I love this whole universe. I
Hmm.
Invincible is by far one of the best superhero cartoons and comics that I've seen
Yep.
on these 33 years of life that I have. I am a huge DC fan. Um, I
Yeah.
also am not as a huge Marvel fan, but I love the movies. DC, y'all gotta get on your A game, but whatever.
Hmm.
And you know,
DC been slipping.
yeah, they be yeah DC. You know what I'm
DC
saying?
been slipping.
But DC's been doing their thing, with the cartoons, with the animation. They be doing their thing. They did their
Yeah.
thing. The thing
It is
is,
that thing.
it doesn't translate well when it comes to their movies. But whatever.
Mm.
So Invincible, it got me right when the trailer dropped. It got me. It got me right when the trailer dropped. You know, you got this
Got you right in the feels. Right in the
got
feels.
right in the feels. You got this kid, Mark, who is just found out he had his powers, and he's a teenager in high school learning how to cope with that. On top of that, his father, you find out, is Omni Man. And then in the show, you see right in episode one. No, before I even go there, the trailer was bloody. It was gory, and that's what I like. Those are the type of cartoons like raw and rugged. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That's what I
And
like.
yeah.
And the thing is, it knows how to basically, it knows when to do it and when not to do it, and that's what I like.
Hmm.
It's not
But
gory
it
all the
catches you off
time.
guard though.
It
Listen,
does. It does. No,
because
it definitely does. It
yeah,
definitely does. But go ahead, go
Catch
ahead,
me
go,
off
go
guard.
ahead, go
No, no,
ahead.
because the thing is, look. The animation style that they use here, basically, you know what it is. This is akin to maybe having Bugs Bunny, right? You like, what's up, Doc?
Yeah,
And then suddenly he pulls out a chainsaw,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
then kind
yeah,
of like saw because the violence catches you by surprise because you're not expecting it. Well, I gotta be honest with you. When I heard that they were doing Invincible as an animation and they were gonna do it like mainstream, I'm like, they're gonna nerf this thing. They're gonna nerf it. All right. It's gonna be a whole bunch of bullshit. They're not gonna show any heads getting ripped off. They're not gonna show any dismemberment. They're not gonna show any impaling. They're not gonna show any death, any people getting fried, or any of that stuff that happened in the comic books. I was wrong.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
was wrong. And
yeah,
you notice in the trailer, they started off kind of,
yeah,
like okay, this is a regular cartoon. They
yeah,
started off like that too in the trailer. But eventually it was like, bruh,
yeah, yeah,
just like that, all
yeah,
kind of bloody, yeah,
yeah. Just
you
like
know.
that, dude. I was like, what? So the trailer got me, right? It got me to the point where I said, you know what? I am gonna sign up for Amazon Prime.
Mm,
I'm gonna tell you right now, the boys, that didn't do it for me.
yeah,
The boys
that didn't do
didn't.
it for you.
That did not do it for me. I'm gonna tell you right now, the
What?
boys did not do it for me, and I
Mm.
didn't sign up for Amazon Prime. I used other unconventional ways to watch it. What did it for me was this show.
Yeah,
This
yeah, son.
show
Yeah.
did it for me, and guess what? Right now, I'm not even disappointed because right after this show ended, a movie with the dude from Black Panther, what's his name? Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
That movie
Yeah,
that he was in, baby, that
yeah.
was
We gonna
insane.
review that. We're gonna review
Yeah,
that.
yeah, all right.
Yeah,
I
we're
actually
gonna
I
review
forgot
that
the name of it. I forgot the name of it. It was
without
some like,
remorse.
all
Without
right,
remorse.
Tom Clancy without
Tom Clancy's without remorse,
dude.
and it's set up. See all this stuff. This is
You know
why
what
I'm
you
glad I.
know what that movie reminded me of, and I'm gonna just end it right here with that because I don't want to. This is the Invincible one. This is not the
Yeah.
Without Remorse.
Mm.
I'm gonna just end. That movie reminded me of the action movies of the '90s.
Yes. Yes.
That's what it
So
reminded me of.
so much. Listen,
So high end, like out of nowhere gore and violence, things that isn't even like you survive all of that. What the hell? You know, you go
yeah.
into like crazy missions that you're not supposed to even win, and you end
Yeah.
up winning. Like that's what it reminded
And
me of, and I
yeah,
loved every minute of it.
yeah, they paid homage to a lot of stuff, but we can't talk about that right
Yeah, yeah,
now.
no, no,
We
that's
got to
yeah,
talk
you're
about
right, you're right, you're
Invincible.
right, you're right, you're right.
We're gonna do a without remorse review, and we will do it without remorse.
Yeah, yeah.
We will go full in. Doo-doo. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, listen. With Invincible here, on its face, right? On its face, I enjoyed the story. But you know how we do out. You know how get down. You know how we do. You
Mhm.
know we gotta view this through the lens of black and brown empowerment.
Of course.
And so with this story here, Invincible, it wasn't too clear. It was touched upon in the comics itself, right? But here they made it even more strong. They gave an even stronger allegory. This guy, Mark Grayson, is a mestizo. I know his mom is Asian, but the
Oh, oh,
allegory, the
okay.
allegory here,
Uh-huh,
he's
uh-huh.
a mestizo. The Viltrumites are conquistadors. Their powers are the equivalent of the conquistadors coming here with superior weapons, all the steel,
Yep,
the guns, and
yep.
the high amount of toxins and viruses to which their bodies were already immune, and we were not. The black and brown people here, we were not immune to a lot of that stuff, so we died a lot. right?
Mhm.
So the allegories were there. It's so amazing.
Wait, you
I
think the mom?
love
You think the mom was Asian? I thought she was like half Asian, half like Latina or something like that.
Latina, right? I think
Yeah,
she looked Asian to me. She looked like maybe Filipina or
yeah. She had
outright
the
Asian, like
she had
Japanese. She
the
looked
she had
Filipino
the
though,
she
right?
had the lips of a Latin woman. I'm just
Of a
saying.
Latin. Yeah,
Yeah,
and like they gave a little dunk too. Like she wasn't all that flat. You feel me? They gave a little
yeah.
something.
So
They
that's
gave a
why
little
I'm like,
something in the backside.
okay,
You feel
all
me?
right,
So,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
but the thing is, whether she's Asian or not, this allegory is definitely a conquistador and mestizo allegory because Mark Grayson is a mestizo. He is basically how you have modern day Latinos now who have the conquistador bloodline within their veins, but they also have the native bloodline. Just
Yeah,
like that's the same way Mark Grayson here
yeah,
has that, and
yeah.
the combative dynamic that he has with his Viltrumite side is the exact
I like how
com-
you set this up, but continue.
yeah, the combative dynamic that he has with his Viltrumite side when he finally finds out the truth about what
Yes.
Viltrum really is like and what the Viltrumites are really up to, right? The contentious and combative nature he has within himself about being half Viltrumite and half human is the same contentious nature that mestizos right now who are not too happy about how they came to be in terms of the conquistadors coming here and doing what they did in order to have mestizos here, right? That's the combative nature they have inside themselves. Like, well, you know what? I have the colonizer's blood within my veins, but it is part of who I am, so I cannot hate them. I can acknowledge the truth of what they've done and what their nature is, but I can't hate them. I see a lot of that parallel here with
Yeah.
Mark Grayson
Yeah. Yep.
with
Yep.
Mark
Yep.
Grayson
Yep. Yep.
and how he feels about Viltrum. And then when his dad finally, wait, I guess I don't want to go into spoiler territory.
No, no, no.
Do
We're,
we
we're
do,
gonna
do we want to
spoil
make
it.
this a
We're
spoiler?
gonna
Yeah,
spoil.
it's a
Of
spoiler
course, it's
review.
gonna
Fuck
spoiler
yeah,
review.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's a
You
spoiler
should, yo,
review.
you should have like a thing like spoiler warning or
Spoiler
spoiler
warning.
alert.
Yeah, I'll have that
Um,
graphic
the thing
when
the
I have
thing
that up
is,
there.
towards like in the final episode. I'm just gonna fast forward real quick. In the
No
final
problem, no
episode,
problem, no
in
problem.
the final episode, you see that Omni Man is basically telling his son, this is what we do and this is what our mission is.
Yeah.
And he says something, and I'm glad you set this up because I was going to do it later. I'm
Hmm.
glad you set this up because he says, Mark Grayson says, why am I going to fight for a group of people I have never met or have no
Mm,
connection to?
yeah.
That is telling. You
Yeah.
know why?
Hmm.
Because of what you just
Yeah.
set
Yeah.
up. Is
Yeah.
how these Latin people like to claim Spain this and
Yeah.
Spain that.
Hmm.
Why are you fighting and claiming a group of people that don't respect you nor see you as the same?
We'll see. Oh, so deep. I mean, this whole
On
this
top of
whole.
that, on top of
Mhm.
that, on top of that, the comic books had it one way. The show changed it a whole other way. I find it very interesting how Mark's girlfriend in the comic is white. Mark's
Mhm.
girlfriend here is black.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I find that very interesting. I think they did that
Did that on
as
purpose.
they did that on purpose as a way to show, okay, he is seeing this other life. Because remember, when she showed up, she was talking about helping other people and helping other people that's less fortunate than her. And that's when that was the same, I believe that was the same episode, the episode before, when
Yeah.
he met the rock villain, the
Yeah.
rock villain, and the rock villain showed him everything that was happening in the hood.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think they did that on purpose as a way to be like, hey,
Hmm.
yo, you're just you like remember that one in that episode. He even said, "You're just a kid from the suburbs. You don't know nothing about
You
this."
don't know nothing. Yeah. What you know
So
about the streets? What you know
exactly.
about the
So
streets?
so I think both of those things are a connection
Yeah.
towards what he. ends up finding out like, oh wait, there's something way bigger than me that up in the sky I won't be able to see.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like
remember, his dad was totally against it.
yeah, well,
You know
we
what I'm
have to
saying?
see. Yeah, we have to see his dad for what he is, which is an allegory for the Spanish crown, where they don't care about. Look, remember that Viltrum is literally like the Spanish crown. How the Spanish sent out people like Columbus and
Yeah. Okay.
other.
Well,
Mhm.
let's break it down. So,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you got a picture of Omni Man, but Omni Man is but before I even say anything, Omni Man
Mhm.
has the same powers as Superman.
Yeah.
Except
Except no laser, no
yeah,
laser.
except for the heat vision and the
Yeah,
cold breath and the hearing from distances and stuff like that. So
yeah.
he basically has the same powers as Superman. Now this is my question, and it looks like a little copyright question actually.
Omni Man is back here. You can see him.
Yeah.
You see him, right? Yeah.
I have a copyright question, by the way.
All right, good.
Um can you still make heroes with the same powers of other heroes? Isn't that like a copyright thing?
Oh no, no, you can totally do that as long as, for example, you're delving into copy the trademark law. Trademark law is brand confusion, right? So if you have the guy doing the heat breath and the laser and all that stuff, you have it on the cover, then DC Comics may, and that's kind of a gray area. They may have, a case be like, look, Judge, this guy's got a comic and he's showing the very same powers as Superman, and the guy's got a suit that's similar to Superman, even though it doesn't have an S on his chest. It's too much. It's brand confusion. When it's on the shelf, people will come in there and they will think it's a DC comic when it's not. Brand confusion. Therefore, he needs to, remove some of that stuff on there. No heat breath, no laser vision. Right? So the question of powers being copyrighted, there are no powers that can get copyrighted, but you can get into trouble with trademark if you put it on the cover of something.
Got it.
Maybe,
Got it.
yeah.
The reason why because I even tried to Google this and I came across the lawsuit between the people who made Shazam and Superman,
Hmm.
and I got confused with the legalese of it, but basically the person who made Shazam, they won because you can't like you said, you can't copyright superpowers, but DC's thing was he looks similar to Superman and stuff like that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But
he
whatever.
looks very similar,
Yeah,
same height, even same height, dark
yeah.
hair, same
Same
build.
powers. Yeah.
Yeah, same power set. Yeah,
But the people who made Shazam Captain Marvel, I'm sorry, Captain
yeah,
Marvel
Captain Marvel.
at that time, they won, and then they got into another lawsuit with Marvel. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that
that's
was
something else. Yeah,
that
but
was
with
my that was
Omni
my
Man, they could get away with it because Omni
okay.
Man.
So that was
Yeah.
my initial question. So thank you for answering that. This is my thing for the people in the back who haven't seen it. I'm just gonna go through a quick rundown. Omni Man, the one in the back right here, floating up with the red ripped up cape, right? He's part of this world called Viltrum, and he is a Viltrumite, right? No, DC won that loss. Oh, okay, cool. He's called a Viltrumite, and he basically has the same power sets as Superman, lacking some other ones, right?
Mhm.
He and the thing is, their whole race, their whole thing, is to go to other worlds and conquer it.
Yeah.
And when they conquer it, they make those people in that world basically their slaves by saying, "Okay, we are your rulers, and you're just basically our slaves, or whatever the case is." Right?
Yep.
Boom. When
Spain.
that's basically what it is. At
Hmm.
first he lied. At first he lied to everybody. And I ended up finding out why he lied due to the comics. It gave me more of a backstory. He lied to
Hmm.
everybody, saying that he's part of this world that sent out scouts to protect other worlds. That's a
Yeah.
whole that's a whole lie. So what really is, they were out there, the race, Viltrum was out there actually conquering worlds. The thing is, they ran out of so much manpower. They said they just ended up sending only one individual to each world to conquer it, and then for the to conquer that world, and for that world to fall under the rule of Viltrum. Now, obviously, if you resist, your whole world will get destroyed, or whatever the case is. Blah 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 blah. Right. So that's basically how it goes, and this is what he is all about. So when he's talking to his son Mark, his name is Invincible, right? He's talking to his son and saying, well, you have human and have Viltrum. And from the comic book, for what I ended up finding out, Omni-Man, he's actually part of royalty. He's like the royalty of Viltrum, so he's considered pure blood.
Yeah.
So Mark has pure blood, Viltrum blood inside of him, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's why he's so strong.
Yeah, so he basically was saying in the final episode, listen, you're a Viltrum. I think I made you weak by raising you a human, but you're a Viltrum. And our mission is to basically conquer this earth because of so and so and so and so, because that's how he was raised, And the thing is, you end up finding out a little bit more about Viltrums. Viltrums, they age slower the older they get. So by the time he's like 40, by the time he's 400, he's probably gonna look 40.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So one thing that kind of caught me off guard, like, oh shit, I didn't think about it like that, was that Mark goes, what about mom? You have a whole life here. What about mom? And he said, you know how many lifetimes I had partners that have lived and gone. Your mom is like a pet to me.
Yeah.
Which hit me hard, because now that like you said, you set this whole thing up. In this world, yes, he is, he isn't like somewhat immortal, he lives for a long time. So yeah, obviously you're not gonna see loves or partners that you're with, you're not gonna see them in a special way because you're gonna outlive them anyway. I understand that, but at the same time, in this little race allegory that you just set up, and thank you for setting that up, I see that as a Spaniard saying the same thing to a native woman he just conquered.
Yeah.
To a native woman he just raped. To a native woman he just basically made his. She's nothing. She's not going to get any rights.
Yeah.
She's not. The son has pure Spanish blood, half blood. You might get some rights because now you're a mestizo, and because of the caste system, mestizos get certain rights and all this other stuff. But she's a pet to me, so that's what it reminded me of, and I was like, "Oh man!"
And he tried to get Mark to see her that same way also.
Now I liked how this turned out, because it shows how Mark and his mother were basically early on picking away at the whole Viltrumite mentality.
Yeah.
Picking away, like a Pocahontas story, right?
Yep.
Picking away. Mind you, Omni-Man forgot his whole mission to conquer Earth. Forgot his whole mission when he met his mother.
Yeah.
Forgot his whole mission. He remembered his mission when Mark got his powers, and he said, "Oh shit, I gotta go back. I gotta start doing my thing." You know what I'm saying? That's why he killed their version of the Justice League in the first episode, which was crazy.
Yeah.
So when he did that, that's when he said, "Okay, I gotta start." And then that's when you start seeing the bad side of him and all this other stuff. You start seeing that he doesn't mind allowing certain people to die, or whatever the case is, right? So when you start seeing certain things like that, and you start learning the type of person this person is, or character is, that's when you're like, oh, this person has basically no end, right? At the end of this episode, of the final episode, he's basically beating his son to a living pulp.
Yeah.
He's
and
beating him,
the
killing people
show
in the
the show
process.
spared no blood. You
Oh
see
yeah.
everything.
Oh, you see everything. There was this one scene where a building is coming down and there's only two people there. Mark goes and holds the building down, and the woman falls and he grabs her. And the little
Hmm.
girl's about to fall, and he's like, grab me, grab me, grab me. And the building just falls on top of everybody.
Yep.
And while he's the only one that survives in the rubble, he sees the person's hand that he still has is just the arm at this point.
Yeah.
And his father goes, "Look at the people that you're trying to fight for. They're weak. They're pieces of flesh and meat. They don't deserve our remorse or whatever the case is." But Mark is saying, "No, I'm not gonna fight for people I don't know nothing about. I'm not gonna fight
Yeah.
for them. I'm gonna fight for humanity, humankind, and all this other stuff, right?" While his father's beating the living daylights out of Invincible, that's when, mind you, breaking his teeth and all that. That's when a memory sparks into Omni Man of the first time he saw his son, play baseball,
Mm.
and Omni Man still was with this hard exterior, and said, "Why am I here? I got better things to do." And he remembers what his wife told him. Just enjoying the time together. This is what being human is, just enjoying and stuff. And then you see Mark hit a home run and they're celebrating like a family. And you see that hard exterior start to break and break and break to the point where Omni-Man comes to and starts actually blaming Mark, saying, "Why are you making me do this? Why
Yeah.
are you not falling in line?" And at the end of the day, what are you going to have? And Mark says one word that basically breaks Omni-Man. He said, "At the end of the day, I'll have you, Dad.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'll have you." It's so heartbreaking and so crazy that Mark will let himself get beat and die for what he believes in over what his dad was programmed to do. But at the end of
Hmm.
the day, "I'll have you," which is so insane because he couldn't handle it anymore and he abandons Earth. He just
Yeah. I mean,
goes to
he
another
won the
solar
fight.
system,
He won the
basically.
fight. Listen.
Yeah,
Listen. This is exemplary of what people misunderstand about what combat is and what fighting is. The fighting is about an objective. You throwing your dukes up and what. A lot of times, the guy who does not throw a punch and who convinces the other guy, "Hey, why are we doing this?" He's won the fight. He's won the fight. And so, with Omni Man being dissuaded from continuing his mission, I mean, Lord knows what he's doing because he left the planet. He left the planet. Lord knows, maybe he
he
went to
left the
clear his
solar
head.
system. Yeah,
Yeah, he left the solar system at that light speed. Like no one's seen him. And the thing is, I mean, basically, we could be wrong, and then he'll be right back in next episode in the beginning
oh,
of
no,
next season.
I read the comic books. He ain't coming back.
Yeah, he ain't coming back. Yeah, I mean, I read a lot of the comics too, but I forgot at this point. The comic is like almost 20 years old, or something like 20 years old at this point, right? So I forgot a lot of it, but I do remember and I recognize that the animation here is so faithful. It's so, you can see the stills that I have here. It's so faithful to the artwork and the style that it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing. They just can't do the stuff that you can do with comics, with all the line work and the cuts and all that stuff. But the spirit of it is still there. you
Yeah,
know and uh and the goriness of it, Omni-Man just pulling civilians apart like rotisserie chicken. It's like it's
yeah,
all in the comics. It's all from the comics. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Another way in which Viltrum is like Spain, and in Europe in particular, is, remember when they showed us Viltrum and the Viltrumites. Basically, all of the techniques and the powers and the weaponry that they are using to oppress human beings and these other so-called inferior planets,
they oppress
they have
themselves
they
with it.
perfected they perfected by turning them on themselves first. These people, just like Voltaire said once in his writings that Europe, the reason why the map of Europe is so jagged is that every inch of that place was fought over in blood. And Viltrum is like the same way. Viltrum, these people, they got to be that strong because they eliminated half of their population before Thanos made it popular. They eliminated half of their population by sheer brutality. They gunned each other down with their technology. They ripped each other to pieces with their bare hands, right? Like, and their sharp weapons and all that stuff. Okay, they did all that stuff to one another, and it's the same way that the European perfected all their methods of war and their weapons and their tactics and their germ warfare. They perfected all of that stuff through centuries of brutalizing themselves in Europe first. Then they took the show on the road. Then they went to South America and Central America and the Caribbean and Africa and Southeast Asia and all those places. And they put to practice everything that they perfected in Europe. This show is so deep. Like, it was made for this channel. This show was made for this channel where we basically analyze pop culture, animation, cartoons, comic books, movies, streaming series, right? Where we analyze all these things in pop culture through a lens of social analysis, socio-political, analysis, and empowerment, right? And this show is perfect for that because the more I watch the show, the more layers that I kept that kept getting peeled off the onion.
Yeah.
You know, what else was very very much like the dynamic? The Let me see, the defenders of our planet, they couldn't really match up with what the Viltrumites can do. So basically, a Viltrumite is basically a god.
Pretty
And it
much.
is,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
pretty much. Yeah.
the other heroes on the planet, and I do like that there were a variety of heroes, and there was a lot of diversity there. I think duplicate might be Asian, right?
Yeah.
The girl that can
Yeah.
make copies of herself, and then the douchebag basically used that power to have like threesomes with her, which
Hmm.
and it's
Hmm.
pretty funny, but it's kind of
It's kind of fucked
misogynistic, I
up. It's
guess.
kind of fucked
Yeah,
up. Yeah.
yeah. But let me see, the robot. That's the other thing. There are all the sci-fi conventions are there, right? They're invading armies of aliens, aside from Viltrumites, right, from other dimensions where time runs differently. So then these aliens, if they stay here too long to try to conquer us, they grow old, so they have to go back and work on their genetics, and they
Yeah.
come back with that amazing stuff. There are these two twins. They're not twins, they're clones,
They're
but
clones
we
of each
never
other.
know which
Yeah.
one of them's a clone, right?
Yeah. You
We
don't know which
never know
one's
which
the
one's the original, which
original.
one's a
Yeah.
clone, because each when they come to, like, during the process of being a clone, they think that they're the original, so we never know. That's amazing.
Also,
All that stuff is awesome.
on top of that, I like how when the robot decides to show himself and duplicate his consciousness into another body.
Yeah,
I like how they explain the machine. The machine is like, hey, listen, you're not gonna be transferred. You're just gonna be a copy.
yeah.
You know
Oh,
that, right?
that's so brutal.
Yeah. No,
Oh, that's brutal.
Roy Chess, this is not on Adult Swim.
Oh,
No,
no, no,
no.
no, it's not Adult Swim. This is
This is on Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime.
We
Yeah,
highly
go
recommend it.
subscribe. Yeah, subscribe to Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
And we sound like shills, but this channel is 100 subs. There's no way we're shills. We're telling you this because we actually love this
Yeah,
particular
it's
franchise. Like, I hope, you know what? In the comics, they expand the universe out a lot. There's so many characters and so many spin-offs, like Tech
Yeah.
Jacket and other
yeah.
other things, right? And even Invincibles, there's a black Invincible, right? I don't I didn't follow the comic long enough to know what the storyline is for the Black Invincible, but he's there too. There's a werewolf guy. They have so many spin-offs, and the universe gets expanded so much. I don't think we've seen the last, like, okay, there are shows that they're only one of, like they won't come back for next season. This definitely is coming back for next season. It sets up next season so heavily,
Um,
and there's so much demand
they
for it. It's
they
coming
they
back.
already they already greenlit Amazon greenlit season 3.
There you go. Season three, not even season two, season
Not
three.
season
So
3.
yeah,
They already
yeah,
greenlit season 2 and 3. So they up to season 3. They Amazon said they've gotten 3% more subscriptions since this show came out.
mm.
Um
And 3% may not sound like a lot to you, but if you're a
oh no, it's
corporation,
yeah, no, it's a lot.
and,
It's big. It's big
and it's
for a
and it's
corporation.
yeah, and it's 3% of what? If I give you 3% of a billion anything, you'll be happy.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Except unless it's
three
a
per,
billion
three
punches,
three
then you don't
percent
want
yeah, 3% is
that.
like 3% is like maybe close to maybe like I'm gonna say less than 100,000, but way more than 200,000, of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Who probably signed up for it. So we don't know, but 3%, that's a lot. That's
yeah,
a lot for them to
yeah.
make a statement like this. That's a lot. So
and,
um
and to and to skip seasons. We're not even done with season one. There are people, including yourselves, I suspect, who are watching the show. Right? I'm thinking there are a lot of people who have not seen it yet, who have not seen the series. So the 3%. I mean, look, you just go see the thing. Just go see
I'm
it.
telling you,
Go
it's really
sign up for
good.
Amazon Prime, and just go see this thing. Especially, that they're already doing seasons 2 and 3.
Yeah,
You can't
Roy
lose
Chess
with
is right. He said 3% and the year is not over yet. So let's say it goes up
it. Hmm.
8% by December. Yeah, actually, you're right. Let's
Yep.
not. It might happen. It might
Yep.
happen because
Yeah.
Amazon Prime, mind you, Amazon Prime had this is their second superhero type of show.
Mm.
Um, and they're
Yeah.
doing dark superhero shows.
Yeah.
You know,
Wait, because they did the boys, right? Which you
yeah,
were not.
the
You were
boys
not
is the
impressed by, but.
yeah, the
Mm.
boys is the first, which I wasn't that impressed. I didn't like it that much. And the second one is this.
Yeah.
I believe because I'm a fan of art and the way it captivates certain characters. I believe if the boys were in comic book form like this,
Mm. Yeah, and the
it would
animation. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, it would have got it. I would have gave
You
it
you
a
you would have
different.
been okay. You'd have liked it more.
I
I,
would have
I
liked
I
it more.
love the boys. I love the boys.
The
Hey, I
boys,
sound like
I don't like. Nah,
nah. That's my show,
nah,
man.
nah.
Especially, I don't
Wait,
know, man.
actually, wait. Give me three
Especially
minutes.
Carl Urban. Carl Urban. You can't
Yeah,
do wrong with Carl
yo,
Urban.
give me
That's my
give me
dude.
3 minutes. Talk for a minute. Give me three
No
minutes, bro.
problem. Now, here's the thing with Invincible, you're getting an entire universe. Imagine the Marvel and DC universe. That's the other thing. It kind of pays tribute to the DC and Marvel universe at the same time. You'll see a lot of stuff from both universes in this because Omni-Man is kind of like Superman, right? And Invincible is kind of like Superboy. Okay? Adam Eve, though, is pretty much like Invisible Woman from Fantastic Four. So that's another universe. Okay, that's what I like about this show is that it keeps pulling from everything Robert Kirkman loves. You can tell everything Robert Kirkman wants to basically write a love letter to. He wrote that love letter in Invincible. And you can tell that he loves science fiction as well because there's a lot of aliens and
Okay, I'm
alien
back. Sorry
invasions and
about that.
robots. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Sorry
The
about that.
alien invasions and robots and all these sorts of things. And basically, for a while, Invincible was holding Image Comics together because Image Comics was kind of losing their sway and the comic book industry, you know. But Invincible brought them back up to be able to fight against for our attention against people like the X-Men and the Justice League and these sorts of
Yeah.
franchises.
You got to remember, Image didn't Image Comic make a Spawn?
Yes, Image Comics made Spawn, which Spawn is also so much to review. I can't wait to review the Spawn is having an expanded universe now. There's going to be a universe of Spawns,
I heard.
and
I heard. I
yeah,
heard.
it looks amazing. I can't wait to review it as soon as Todd McFarlane basically drops the whole thing, because what he's done, he's shown us some preview stills and some completed art, but I haven't seen any full books yet. But I will look for it after this. I'm gonna look on Comixology to see if
Yeah,
he dropped
not gonna
anything.
lie, bro. That
Hmm.
HBO Spawn show, that was
Yeah, that was tough. That was
my
tough. That was tough.
yo.
Yeah.
That was my stuff right there, bro.
Hmm. Yeah,
That
that
was
was
my
tough.
stuff. Yeah,
I miss it. I miss it. It was so dark. It was.
yeah,
It was. You know what? It was noir. That's what I liked about it. It was noir.
yeah,
It felt like a detective show, but
yeah,
with like dark powers in it and
yeah.
monsters. It's
So,
amazing.
so let
I,
me
mhm.
let me ask you then. So, Invincible, what do you give it? Like out of five?
Invincible
Out of five?
out of
One out of
five.
five?
Oh
Yeah.
man, I give that a whole five, bro. That's my show from now on. Like
You give it five power bro tap fists up out
five,
of
five,
five.
yeah, five bro tap power power
Yeah, power
fists
fists out of five. That's what's up.
out
That's
of
what's up.
five. Yeah, five out of five.
Yeah,
What do you give
I give it five radicals out of five.
it? Five
Yeah,
radicals.
yep, five radicals out of five. Yeah, I give it two.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
you
That
know.
I'm telling you, this show is it is what it, yo
Yep.
this you making yourself a disservice if you don't watch the show.
If you don't watch the show, you got just go watch the show. Just go watch the show. Like
Yeah,
do yourself a favor. After you watch the show, you can thank us later. You could send us some gift baskets and
yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You'd be like, "Oh my god, I heard this through those dudes." All right, but yeah, so that's been our review of Invincible, the season one, the original season one. That's our review of it. We hope that the second and third seasons don't nerf it. I hope they don't nerf the powers down, that they keep it just that raw. And I'll be on board for, you know what I mean? For as long as they have it, I'll be on board. You know? So
Facts.
yeah, I've been Bro Tap,
They
and
got
this,
radical Latino,
yeah. And
and we
this
are
has been
them
those
dudes,
dudes.
them dudes, all that. You know what I'm
All
saying?
that.
I hope you
Yeah.
guys liked
I
what
hope you
you
enjoyed
saw
it.
and all
Yeah,
that.
comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. If you're on any social media platforms, I need you to go there, share the link to the channel, and come back with a friend or two or 10, right? And I'd like to thank everyone for allowing this channel to reach 100 subs.
Oh,
Yeah,
yo, shout out to us. All right.
yeah. Shout out to us to getting 100 subs. I
All right.
know compared to other channels, it's not a lot, but we appreciate every single one of you viewers, and
Yes.
we hope you come back for more. All right.
All right.
And that being said, peace out.
Peace.